Aloha, everybody. As I say that, and you think I'm coming from like Alaska or something. Oh, but gosh, what a beautiful Sunday. The universe, the spaghetti monster in the sky, whatever you want to call it, has given us. So I learned from my hello, everyone. Pleasure to be with you today on a Sunday. Again, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about, but, with this as an inspiration, I have just infinite material to draw from. So, what I learned from my last video session was being in the wind was just killing the sound. So I'm my own boom mic guy too, and I've got it on lockdown, so we're good. In that department as well. See, progressively, little by little, things grow, and that could be a good start. What is growing? Well, the word that comes to mind is revolution. However, a revolution consists not in tearing what is down currently. It is bringing something forth, revolving, something that is coming around, bringing something forth that makes the current system look obsolete. And once that is brought forth, everything just spreads like wildfire. People recognize when there is a better way. And that's why I get out of bed every day. Among many other reasons that I'm grateful for. But one of the top is that I can share my time with you, my experience with you, the things that have given me joy, and I can share them with you because I live life on my terms. And it wasn't through running away from the conflict and what seemed to be evil and bad in my life. It was running toward it and getting to know it and learning from it and growing from it and learning how to bob and weave and being afraid of the dark at one time until I heard it expressed that how can something that makes the stars shine so beautifully and brightly ever be evil? And so I started spending time in the dark until I recognized that everything I'm seeing out here is a projection of what's inside. So in my boogie wonderland idea of heaven on earth, that sort of thing, creepy crawly things wouldn't exist. And if they did exist, we'd all be hanging out together because who am I to judge creepy crawly things for how they look? Just as they probably have their perception of me. Another thing that comes to mind is, I think it was some dude who said it, but I know I'm quoting it pretty closely. When you look back over your life, it seems to have an order to it, as if it were composed by someone. And those events that when they occurred, that seem merely accidental and occasional and just something that happened, turn out to be the main elements in a consistent plot. Ooh, other hand's freezing. But I don't mind because I'm doing what I love. See, turn hell into heaven every time. Anyway, where was I? So you can ask yourself, who composed this plot? And just as our dreams are composed by an aspect of ourselves of which our consciousness is unaware, so our whole life has been composed by the will within us. And just as those people whom you met by chance became effective agents in the structuring of your life, so you have been an agent in the structuring of other lives. And the whole thing gears together like one great big symphony, everything influencing and structuring everything else. It's as though our lives were the dream of a single dreamer in which all the dream characters are dreaming too. And so everything links to everything else, moved out of the will in nature. It's an idea that occurs in India in what is called the net of Indra, where it's a net of gems and every gem reflects all the other ones. Or this Tibetan idea of mutual spontaneous arising, that everything rises in relation to everything else, and so you can't blame anybody for anything. It's all working around this harmonious law of what you push out is going to come back. It's a basic rule of the universe. The way energy works is, oh, this is perfect. I'll use my hand. Since this hand is occupied, I'll get creative and use this hand. And now you're looking at this hand. So picture two hands going at each other. This is male energy. Boom, boom, boom. Whatever is pushed towards the male energy has the natural impulse to push back. The female energy is different. She takes the energy and she guides it in a direction of her choosing, which is always fabulous and magnanimous because you never know where it's going to take you. And because she wants to continue this push and pull dance, it becomes a beautiful thing when the male energy learns to push and then receive, as the female learns to be pulled and also presented. Well, something like that. It's raining right now, but I got insurance on this thing, and they're way overpriced, and you know, there are people that I feel this is touching in some way. So what's one phone? There was a time when they used to flip open. There was a time when they used to be connected to a cord that was connected to a wall, and it had a rotary thing on it, and you dreaded anytime somebody's phone had the number 0 in it. Anyway, it looks like I'm in the midst of it, but I hope that this has been an enlightening experience. I didn't really have a plan for what it was I intended to say, but I intended to say it with love and appreciation for your time once again. You know, I feel like in wildness is the preservation of the world. So I make these treks out here because it's part of what I enjoy. And I feel that as humans, we have the opportunity now to share with one another what gives us bliss. Not in a negative way, so that we're better than you because we whatever, but just in a, like the rules of the hood. In the hood, if I'm coming with this, you know, Kool-Aid and a bag of weed, I grew up in the hood, so I know. At least that was my hood. You're not going to come with like gunshots and violence. You're going to come with the best of what you've got. Because I'm saying, here is the best of what I got, and I'm sharing it with you. And that automatically, male energy, I send that out. The male energy is compelled on the other end to give back exactly what it was given. Okay, well, here is the best that I've got. And then you create a ritual out of it. And that's something that I feel we can benefit from, is getting back to ritual. Not in any kind of cult way, but in just the rituals of courtesy, common courtesy, opening a door for someone and not expecting them to say thank you, but just doing it because it's the decent thing to do. Helping another life form move along in life. And isn't that already the greatest honor anyone can have bestowed upon them? And that is exactly the honor that we all have had bestowed upon us, being born into this world of apparent darkness, when we are the ones that hold the key to turning it into light. It's just a perception. So, in fairness and consideration of my hands, I'm going to bid all of you a fond adieu and a wonderful Sunday. This rain is a beautiful metaphor for the abundance that is coming down and cleansing and nourishing all these green children, as well as the children that are in anthropomorphic form, I like that word, human form, and all other forms. And, you know, it reminds me of this thing about tears, is that perhaps the tears are so necessary that to wash away all the dirt so that you can see life anew again. So just remember that the deeper sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. So love, peace, and chicken grease. Aloha.